I'm the project manager. I have a couple of projects for them. My big active one right now is Teachers in Space. And that is a project that is doing a number of things. Immediately, we are delivering professional development workshops for U.S. secondary school teachers, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and math, which we often use the acronym STEM. So the workshops are each a week long. We delivered 5 of them last summer. There will be 5 more this summer, beginning from the last week in June and ending with the first week in August. The workshops are covering 3 different topics. One is suborbital astronautics and aviation. One is space medicine and human factors. And one is suborbital flight experiment design. And we will be conducting these workshops at 4 different facilities. One is the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach. They have a facility there. One is CAMI, the Civil Astronautical Medical Institute in Oklahoma City. We have the Dryden facility out in Palmdale, California, and NASA Ames.
Tell us a little bit more about the program.
Okay. The ultimate goal of the program, we would like to put space into the hands of teachers. We don't want space to be out there, to be far away, something that you watch on TV or look at through a telescope. We want it to be real, tangible, even a part of everyday life. And we want teachers to know it and feel it and be able to pass it on to their students, their peers, and their community. Science and technology teachers, STEM teachers, are very passionate about the field of study. They need a tangible way to inspire their students and get the students just as excited and make it real for the students. So ideally, what we're looking for is to fly our teachers, and we actually do have commitments from some of the NewSpace suborbital companies. X-Corps have promised us a flight, Rocket Plane, Armadillo, and Maston, originally, when we first started the program a few years ago, also promised us a flight for a teacher, but right now they have decided to focus more on cargo than on human transport, and so they have converted their commitment to a cargo flight, and they will be flying some of our suborbital experiments within the next year. So that's really exciting. That will be our first major flight, and it will be with Maston.
How many teachers are involved on a yearly basis? How many years has this program been going on?
The program was restarted by the Space Frontier Foundation in 2004. It was a new program for us at that time. It was inspired by the original Teacher in Space program from NASA, which was in 1984 and sadly ended just about as soon as it began because of the loss of the Challenger. And when that happened, NASA felt that it was too risky to continue with that particular program, which was designed to fly 1 teacher at a time to the International Space Station. In 2004, the Space Frontier Foundation realized that suborbital flight was very near and was going to be offered by a number of companies, and because of the number of commercial companies working on it and their interest in safety, because they have to be able to sell these flights, it probably would be time to look again at flying teachers. And so that's when Rick Tumlinson, one of our founders, went out to the different companies and asked them to commit the flights. Later, we got an educational grant from NASA, which enabled us to begin the workshops. And so right now, that's what we're doing. We're delivering the workshops while we wait for the suborbital flights to become real. So we did a contest. We chose 7 teachers and named them the Pathfinders. And these are excellent teachers. Some are elementary school, middle school, high school, one's a principal. And they have backgrounds as pilots. They have backgrounds in rocket launch from NASA. They're highly technical teachers and very capable of developing curricula and working with other teachers. And so these Pathfinders have been working with our specialists from the universities and from the suborbital space companies and NASA to develop these workshops and deliver them to other teachers. And it's so exciting to see them working together and to see how they inspire each other.
How long have you been project manager?
I just joined the project. I've been with the Space Frontier Foundation first as a donor in 2005, and then I joined the board in 2009, and I ran some other projects for them. I've been producing the Yuri's Night Party in New York City since 2008, and I also began producing local TEDx events with a space theme, space speakers, in 2010, 2011. But I only joined the Teachers in Space project as that project manager on November 1st of this past year. So it's really exciting for me because I found the project very inspiring, and I've been delighted to watch it and see it grow, and it's truly an honor to be working with these Pathfinders and delivering this project. When I joined the board, I was asked what kind of project I would like to run, and of course I had already been doing the Yuri's Night parties and other space-themed events in the city before joining the board, and so I wanted to continue to do that. And I also had an interest, when I first attended the NewSpace conference, which I think was 2005, I met Tom Olson there, and Tom was looking at starting his business plan competitions and investment summits to identify new space companies that are ready for investors and bring them together with investors and help prepare them to be investor ready. And I wanted to work with him on that. And so we created a project called Space Ventures that was a combination of business venture and maybe even travel, which I personally very much want to go to space, and I want to meet other people who want to go to space and help them get there, whether it's through simulations and workshops or whether we eventually go. So with the Space Ventures project, some people have taken zero gravity flights. I helped Tom with his business plan competition. I produced the boot camp for that last year, and that was so successful that we had our funding tripled. We'll be able to offer a much larger cash prize to our winner this year, and our boot camp has expanded now from 6 hours to 2 days, and the competition will be able to feature 10 rather than 5 finalists, so that's really exciting.
If a teacher wants to become involved, how can they go about that?
We have applications open right now, and we are seeking 150 teachers to put through our program. We have room for 30 teachers in each of our 5 workshops, and we want them to be, at least 140 of those need to be new teachers, because in the terms of this particular educational grant, we need to educate 250 teachers. We didn't understand that people might commit and then have a life change. We didn't get 100% attendance of those we accepted last year, and so we didn't quite reach half. We only put 110 individual teachers through the workshops last year, so we're looking for 140 new teachers this year, which we can do. We can accommodate that. And the applications are available at tis.spacefrontier.org.
TIS for
TIS
Teachers in Space.
For Teachers in Space, yeah. Spacefrontier.org.
And what kind of qualifications are you looking for in applicants?
They need to be U.S. teachers. They need to be teaching in a public or private secondary or high school. They should be teaching in the STEM curriculum, so science, technology, engineering, or math. And on the application, it's an online application. They can fill out what school, what district, what subjects they teach, and a little bit about themselves. I would say most of all, they should demonstrate both an interest and knowledge of new space, and also, ideally, they would either have some piloting background or rocket building. It could be a hobby, right? Or some kind of research, just to show that they are actively advancing science already. And these are the kind of people we want to bring, because we will be working with them to advance space science.
You're looking for engaged people.
Yes, we are. That's right. Well, of course, I'd always like to say that if anybody believes that Teachers in Space is a wonderful thing, we would love to have their support. We do have a NASA grant that takes us through this year We do have sponsorship from several of the suborbital companies offering us rides for the future. We've had some wonderful private donations already this year, but to make this program as big and far-reaching as we want it to be, we offer the program at virtually no cost to the teachers. The workshops are paid for through grants and sponsorships and donations. We do ask the teachers to cover their own travel expenses. Some travel stipends are available. For some teachers who demonstrate need, we can cover their airfare and or their hotel. So it's fine professional development training for very little cost. We want to expand that. We want to be able to offer that for a lot more than 150 teachers a year. So we would love to have anybody who's interested in sponsoring or in helping us to run fundraising or auctions. Just any donation at all is a huge help. Even $25 can pay for some meals for teachers. So they can go to tis.spacefrontier.org and see how to donate, or write to us or call us, because we would love to have everyone's support.